Okay, that's fixed. Not as good on YouTube Studios. Delete this video. Blah 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 blah. Why is it still saying this? Okay, hold on. Studio. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Hello, everybody. Wait just a second, I'm almost done. Hello, everybody. Wait just a second, I'm almost done. Hello, everybody. Wait just a second, I'm almost done. Test. Test. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday morning. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having. We are playing a visual novel for the first time, and I'm a little, well, curious about this visual novel because I've heard a lot of great things about it. I'm really hoping this could be something maybe we could enjoy. Maybe we can stream more of games like this. If this is not your type of game, please note there will be a lot of reading, so I hope you can just sit back, grab a snack, grab some breakfast, lunch, or whatever you want to snack on, and enjoy me playing Echo for the first time. Let's get started. There is going to be a lot of reading. Hi Jack, welcome back. I knew you would be back. Let me drag that over there. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Oh. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're just going to try to run. You're going to try and run again. Echo, just stop. Because just like this town, You are only moving in circles. Saturday. You saw me IRL? I'm guessing you found my Twitter then. Yeah, Mom, I brought it. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was just no answer. Fine, yeah, I'll try more than once next time. So, of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so... Yeah, I shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm just gonna hang up. Okay, love you too. Bye. Thank you so much for the follow, Michael! Welcome to the family. I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it on my lap. TJ, next to me in the passenger seat, stretches back and scratches behind his ear. Aw, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she? I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't anyway. TJ taps his foot against the dashboard, yawning. Wow, feels like we've been driving for days. Normally, TJ wasn't the one to whine, but the long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to us all, honestly. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get here. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I admit, I've got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with the GPS. It's no wonder why Echo is in the state that it's in. You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries. I look into the rearview mirror and see Jenna holding up a hefty book titled Cognizant. TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone. Same! I have too many books on my own phone. Why don't you listen to the radio? TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we get out here are hex stations. I have some music on my phone, though. Do you have an aux cable, Chase? In this cluster? Pfft, no. But like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward, unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back the old chemistry. Thinking about that, seeing Carl, Flying, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 127 on Flint Road. I jerk back to the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Whoa! Sorry. Chase, come on, pay attention. TJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chastisement, but my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from the CCU. You could have at least taken the bus. No. I'm grateful, but I'd rather not be... rather not be the place I die. We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence as I avoid the ever-increasing numbers of potholes in the road. I think we're all getting a little nervous now as we get closer and closer to our destination. Hello, Black Saturn. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you are doing well this Monday. Unsurprisingly, there isn't another car in sight. You guys excited? I look in my rearview mirror again to see that Jenna has put down her book and is staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Oh, we have choices. I'm nervous. I don't know. It's been a while since we've all been together. I think things will be the same. I meant Echo. Are you excited to go back? Oh! I didn't really know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? It sure is hell stressful. Hey, as long as we can go for a hike, I don't want to be sitting around in the motel all day. Well, that beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail? Oh, come on, it'll be fun. At least I know how Chase will come. TJ smiles at me, raising his eyebrows. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now. Yeah, of course. Anyway, it sounds like you've got only the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe? Make slight right on Lake Enum Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted by adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence passes before Jenna speaks up again. Obsidian, get out of the bathroom. Sorry. So, this news thing you're making, what is it about exactly? A swerve a little to avoid another pothole. A news packet. If you remember, there was one crazy thing that happened here in the early 1900s. I read a little bit about it, and it's pretty fucked up. Come on, Chase, language. Just thought I would do a little more digging. Honestly, though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. Well, that sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made plans. This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him that I would be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all should use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He says it hasn't been the same since the three of us have left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see a lake on our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we we round a bend and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs for the gas station and the motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges right onto the main street where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning right into the parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. I park the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with the driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes. I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase! TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. That's TJ. He looks cute. Okay, hello, TJ. TJ puts his paws on his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks. Gosh, it feels good to be out here. I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self. Alright, I made reservations, so I'll go check us in. You boys want to bring in our stuff? Sure. Me and TJ head around the trunk of the car and getting our bags, camera equipment, while Jenna heads inside. I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh my god, Furry, I'm feeling a bit... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm feeling pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious and generally clean. A lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel. Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds? Yeah. Thought I would get one of the nicer rooms since everything up here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bags down on the bed. So, I guess this will be mine and Chase's bed. Jenna can have her own, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are our keycards. She hands both of us keycards, which I slip into my back pocket. So, when are we gonna eat? I'm starving. My stomach grumbles. We haven't even eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking the texts with Leo. Sorry. Leo said that he was gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell... Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice! Alright. Well, I've texted everyone that we're here, so at least unpack. It's going to get crowded, and I don't want all of our stuff being in the way. It's hot in your room? I'm sure it is, Jack. Jesus, man. Half an hour later, we've got all of our stuffs packed away in the motel drawers. Now, I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment, while TJ watches TV and Jenna organizes her schoolwork. You know you're on vacation, right? And you didn't already get into grad school? You should relax. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up. There's a knock at the door, and being the closest, I get up to answer it. I'll get it. The girl is sexy, but I like femboys better. She's alright. I look through the peephole excitedly and see a beanie cap with a pair of very familiar horns poking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open. Carl! That says Carl. That does say Carl, right? C-A-R-L is Carl, right? Okay, I'm just making sure I'm mispronouncing that right, because for some reason that don't sound right to me. Chase! I slap paws with him and pull him into a hug. And immediately get a whiff of pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and blush, and his belly squeezes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There is an underlying sturdiness, though. I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Had he been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking over him. He's changed a bit since the last I've seen him. He's definitely bulkier, and the fur on his face is a bit more shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about some place far away from here. Still getting blazed, huh? You know it. His jokery nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile. Jesus, Jack. It's good to see you again. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Carl I hear? Carl and I step into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey, Jenna. Carl, how have you been? Not bad, just living life like I'ma be. It sounds like he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we look at him explicitly. He just smiles back. Huh? Hey, isn't that TJ? Hi. Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose. Still up to your old habits, huh? Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. His answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment, and I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often. Carl shrugs. Oh, you know, just hanging about. Must be kind of boring considering its echo. Not going outside helps. You've been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah, been kind of hard since pretty much everything's closing around here. On top of that, I still don't have a car that can get me to Paddington. Oof, that's right. You crashed the one your parents got you. TJ's grinning sympathy, but Carl hunches farther into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibe. What about school? Been thinking about going back? Not really. Maybe? Carl's starting to lose that faraway look. He narrows his eyes. You should! You went for that, what, a semester? It's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes get easier to handle, and once you get used to it... Well, yeah, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was my problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. Well, what? Is this... Was I set up for intervention or something? Carl looks over to me as if asking for help. Echo. It's a furry visual novel that I've been wanting to try. Hey, don't look at me like that. I had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I forgot how much naggy they can be. That's because we care about you, Carl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since you left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun, so of course I've missed him. Carl seems pretty eager to get off this topic, though. Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Weston, Jenna? Yep, going to experimental psyche. I don't know what that word is, I'm not gonna lie. I started in the fall. That's pretty cool, congrats. Carl turns back to me. And you're into journalism, right? He looks over to the equipment, looking confused. What's all this? Oh, yeah. One of the reasons why I'm out here. I'm doing a news segment on Echo. Sounds like a feel-good movie of the year, Chase. That's what you get for the feel-good town of the century, Carl. Yeah. Carl scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ. And you're doing what again? Sports, something, Bible Olympics? Athletes training. But yes, it's a Christian school. Kristen gives a thumbs up. Super. So, we're gonna eat. I'm hungry as hell. It's a hillbilly. Jesus Christ. Is this game free? Yes, just look up Echo. It's on IT. What is this website called? Hold on, I will tell you the name of the website in just one moment. Just look up Echo Furry Nozzle, and it's the itch.io. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's a really good novel. It came out, I want to say 2019? I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. Hell, it's a little extreme there, Carl. Not even you could be that hungry. Sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right? He's actually just texted me that he was here. He's picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times. TJ almost looks like that little Lynx kid again, his ears twinkling around with excitement. Oh! There they are. I grip the bedspread and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinct, deep, brassy voice of Flynn. Hey, what are you getting the door, fatty? Why are you getting the door, fatty? Ugh. To get my sandwiches, dickface. I've got the munchies like a mother. I love this already. Where are they? Leo has them. Here he is. Hey, they all in there? My heart skips a beat and my tail thumps the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's some bristling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, sinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. I kinda like Flynn. Yeah, I kinda like it. Yeah, I kinda like it. Yeah, kinda like it. Like Carl, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make him seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evident by his open shirt. And who are you calling a dick face? Flynn knocks Carl on the head, which made a loud thunking sound, as Carl just grins throughout. Hey Jenna, TJ, Chase. He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. Why, hello. Why, hello. Okay. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around the two big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes along with his tail and rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ, before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over on the bed and sits down, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out to my paw to slap his like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it and yanks me up to a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air out of me. Chase! Man, I missed you. Just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on Echo's sidewalk. Everything's fine. All that worry about how he's going to react was for nothing. The hug is lasting kind of long, though. I can feel everyone else looking at us. And just like that, he forgets we exist. Leo finally does pull back before smacking me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. I shakily sit back down. We have a crush on Leo. Got it. I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way. Fuck. Leave Carl in the room for 5 seconds. It already smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point. Flynn theoretically plugs his nostrils as he pulls a window open for a crack. Carl just rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws in his pockets. Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciesless. And that lizard comment wasn't. Flynn turns to me, fanning the air outside with his hand. What's worse? Carl's smell or my dusting off? Ha! Dusting off? That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off of me with every step I take, except when I scratch my ass, then it's like this fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land in your mouth. That's what you should call it. Hey, you furballs do it too, it's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot in here. Aren't you cold-blooded? Someone turned on the goddamn thermostat. Somebody turned down your language. TJ says to him cheerfully, kindergarten teacher Pep talking to a student using his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds. Flynn's expression is like a stone, while TJ slowly loses his smile. Oh, Jesus butt fucking Christ. I'll be sure to watch that. Finn! TJ looks actually upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter Lynx easily dwarfed by the lizard. Ah, shut it up. I'm just kidding. TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he would get some respect, now that we're all adults. Hey, ow! You still said it! Normally, I would step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop. Look, no lying. So much for your almighty go- Oof! TJ jabs his elbow into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second. Ha! See? God works in mysterious way- Ow! Ren reaches up and grabs one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline. Foul species features. Species features were something we made up to make up our tussles a little bit more fair. It involved any distinct physical differences between our species that might pose a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, or TJ's ear fluffs. What are we? Wait, what are we? Carl was especially keen on it, being a ram with his big horns were often used as leverage against him. TJ, come get your sandwich! TJ finally yanks him free of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tries to look dignified as possible. Well, I can see things haven't changed. And with that, TJ walks over the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one by technicality. Or did he? He might have fouled too. I need some drink. Give me a second. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly. Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach. Oh, I don't even try to tell me about soft asshole. Looks like he swallowed a beach ball. Speaking of which, food. We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna, and for TJ, a roast beef. Wait. A chicken sandwich for me and... Slow it down. Just read. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, a roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost took up their own bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bring the memories up with it. We all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night that me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. That sounds like my kind of graduation. I take a huge bite and the yellow pepper slips out of the other end, landing back in the foil. Whoa, slow down, you're gonna choke! Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. Hi, Leo. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo? Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garborough over there took a sweet time getting into the car. Hey, working the town hall is serious business. I don't even have a family business that I can just watch out of like you. Hey, Flynn, I bet that I can eat this entire burger in 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers? Don't choke, Carl. I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job since the whole reason why we're here is him. Is business still pretty good? Yes, Paddington's getting bigger, so the number of customers. I guess that's a good thing. Your dad moved out of Echo, huh? For sure. The place is turning into a ghost town. It's probably because it'll probably be in another decade or 2. By some standards, it technically already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I forgot how good the diner food is. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to as well as she's leaned towards him. What's wrong, TJ? It's just... Never mind, it doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forget they put everything on here. Jenna lifts up his bun on her sandwich, inspecting the contents. None of the mayo really got on my chicken. Here. No, you don't have to. Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps it out for his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of the mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping it with her chicken. There, how's that? Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. I fucking love TJ! Oh my god, I love TJ! What? Nothing, TJ, nothing. Bro, is it beach ball? I think cat, I don't know. If you're talking about Carl, he's a ram. So, are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo? Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but one took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton, in a house twice as big as the old one. Well, it must be pretty cool living in your own house. My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so yeah, that's nice. Leo has already finished his first sandwich, is now unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I can hear the crunch of the peppers on his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but I don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone has turned their old house into some sort of vacation home now. Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless one of your hobbies is meth or dying of heat stroke. Well, they all got their own houses here, and it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a reactive thing. Lake Enma? Yeah, they're putting in docks and stuff. Huh. Lake Enma is just the old reservoir, just minutes outside of the town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place, dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in 12 years now? None of us have. Thinking about that lake is making my stomach tighten, forcing away my appetite in the process. It has been so long at this point that I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo? Leo turns to me. He has been in the middle of a massive bite and now has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to put the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a moment later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase. I feel my face burn a little bit under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea. No, Chase, if it was up to me, I'll definitely do it. It's just... Leo looks towards Finn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you can eat, I'm not gonna be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look in his face, where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile. What if I eat all 3? You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it? I look back at my own sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back, after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I'm feeling kind of like an imposter. Leo notices, and like he always does, he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it, it's not your fault. Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he suddenly has an idea. Mayo-tainted lettuce sounds strange. Yes, it does. His ears make him easily readable, just as reading people comes easy to him. It made him all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Okay, wait a minute. We have a long tail and short, stubby ears. Are we a feline too? Are we a fox? What are we? I need to know what we are. Or Flynn's lack of. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close by the lake. We could have lunch and you could walk over there and get your shots. The idea makes me feel a little better. Alright, that could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it would really be nice to swim in something. Otter. We're an otter! Okay, so we're an otter. So, TJ's a lynx, we're an otter. Jenna's a fox. Carl is a ram. Leo is, I'm assuming, either a husky or a wolf, one of the two. And Flynn is a lizard. Okay, we got an interesting group here. Otters in the water. Anyway, I have to ask Flynn, but I'm pretty sure he'll be okay with it. What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest. You're a funny guy, Flynn. Carl goes right back to shoving his next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on with mid-disgust. He certainly notices us watching him and gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo. You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. It's not like you've been for the past 3 years. I furrow my brow in confusion as I look up to Leo and I see him shift. He's giving Flynn a look that says, I don't quite understand. Well, of course I'm happy to see all of us back together again. I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them. You should have seen him, Chase. He'll go days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left. Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo. I'm still an undergrad, and I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad. TJ is busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well. Leo, depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seem fine online. Has something been going on, Leo? For the first time since he arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has been trying not to smirk on his face. What? Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room. He then takes a frustrated breath. Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes. Things have been more harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn, Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard, is just trying to get some reactions. Sure. I'm just saying, you're back to your old self, but seriously, it's great. Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw again to take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quite as well to look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with a leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still... Chase! I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed as I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw on his muzzle. Oops, sorry. You were kind of staring off in space. Yeah, sorry. Just thinking about stuff. What's up? We were just talking about the last game. Didn't you tell me that you saw a movie on the drive here? I really don't get you right now, TJ. The last game has to be the worst Lion Bridge movie. You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics. Yeah, Carl, as the movie, it was much better. I'm sure the comics were great too, though. Nah, the comics were shit. Carl's been trying to show them to me once. See? This is the problem. They never follow the source material, and no one cares because they don't have respect for the originals, man. You're way too picky, Carl. The last game was a great movie. Not you too, Leo. I don't know. I think Lion Bridge was always a bit too violent for me. With what? All the shooting and punching? I've always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man superhero line. Carl weaves his paw dismissively. The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They jerk off fodder for lonely nerds. And so is the movie. Ha! You mean like yourself? Hey. Hold up. We're talking about Trinity now? Julia Basco. She's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before. That's not a sentence I thought I would say today. But here we are. Hello, Georgie. I've been booped. No, you can't boot me. No. Oh my god. Welcome to the stream, Georgie. I hope you enjoy. Because there's going to be a lot of reading. That's because it's fake. No, it's like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it. It was that hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo, and she's doing all these flips, back shins, and shit. I didn't think that was your sort of thing. Anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have the time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on, Trinity does have more of a story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads. Yeah, they're just stuck up boob snots and reeling for the dummies. Of course, that's easy for like someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lychee Lopo, TJ. He's shirtless the entire time. TJ's ears go flat. TJ's gay. I have a crush on TJ and it is growing by the minute and I don't like this. Help. Help. TJ's ears go flat, turfs pointed at the ground. I better stop it with all this saucy talk. The only way we could get any more awkward is if y'all got sprung. Y'all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back. And knowing you, that's exactly what you would want to happen, isn't it, Flynn? That gets a few surprised chuckles. Look at Flynn's eyes! I love this! Damn, TJ, where'd that come from? It isn't that particularly a good joke. It is that it comes from TJ that makes it funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't help from grinning a little bit. Shit's not made for my ass. Fuck you, Jack. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all of my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I've been so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward for the rest of the week. Alright. Leo steps forward and indicating that we should all shut up. Now that we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project, and that should come first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we could do in his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know what we're going to be. We're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up. He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl. Then I'll swing by the motel and get you guys at 9, alright? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peloton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find times to hang out. Make the most of this. Leo looks about done, but he suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something. Oh yeah, Chase! I saw that you had a camera. Think you could get a picture of us? It would be nice for all of us to have something that isn't a camera phone quality. Oh, sure. I was just messing with the self-timer earlier. Should be easy to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get in position. Alright, here goes! I set the timer and walked fast in spots Leo saved for me. Can we see the photo? I want to see the photo. I want to see the photo. Show me the photo. Oh my god, we look adorable! That's some good art. That is some good art. For the next 2 hours, we watched a movie on TV. Not really paying attention, mostly catching up with each other with how we've been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn headed out. I spent the next 20 minutes twinkering with the equipment, making sure it was all in order for the shooting for the next day. Once TJ finishes and gets ready for bed, in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. I'm happy you're here, Jack. But what the fuck, brother? There's a soft glow in the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. There's a chain attached to my ankle. Wait, what? As I walk away from the lake, my legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking around the rocks and reeds before disappearing in the water. Looking on ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him, and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything, and just keeps smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing my back, sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here, and I can't even stand up to walk. I'm not answering that, Jack, because I've already answered that question before. Sunday. Paytown is about a good distance away. To get there, you have to go through Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense considering it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge onto the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Paleton. About 15 minutes from Paleton, we all pull over at the rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand out on the old rundown restroom, paw over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of groups of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this various distance, it looks like small and harmless, hard to imagine all of the things that have happened there. Alright, how do I use this thing? I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with the cameras, but the equipment manager at the university have given me a quick lesson of how to do things. Alright, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly. Hello! Thank you so much for the follow! Welcome to the family, Blueberry Husky Fluffy! Welcome, welcome, welcome! I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you're doing that, I'm going to walk into frame, okay? Yeah, okay. Leo hosts the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up, smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip on the mic while Leo focuses on the camera, then raises a paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into frame, keeping one paw in my pocket while using the other one to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852 after James Hendricks discovered a gold and quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size and once began to serve as a junction along Prescott Railway. It reached peak condition in 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a particular phenomenon as of mass hysteria took over. Many say that this reason occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. While not much is known about this event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled into a nearby town of Paleton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough into the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut it down its mine, as it became federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. This town's population has sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by the 1950s, it had dwindled down to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of Prescott Railway in the 1960s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by the I-40 in the 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled down to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led this town's decline, and possibly demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good? Yeah. I don't know how to stop this, though. Here. I walk over and take the heavy camera off of Leo's paws. Good morning, Oklahoma City. Well, hello, Blueberry. Hello from Georgia. That was pretty good. Want to be a reporter? Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera, though. Yo, Chase! Leo and I look up towards the car and is greeted by the sight of white ram ass hanging out the... I need to stop for a moment. I just need to collect myself before I continue. Okay. Leo and I look towards the car, greeted by the sight of a brim white ram's ass hanging out of the back window of a Leo's van. I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious of his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I've probably seen his naked butt more often than fucking shit. Why is this okay? More often than I have seen Leo's, and that's saying something. Make sure you get a shot of my A! At that moment, Flynn, who was sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the ram's pants down. Oh, these sound just like my friends. Oh, my stomach. Hold on. I'm okay. So they hang around his knees. Even though Carl's pretty quick to pull them back up, I still get a pretty good view of his equally large white balls that... Luna, what did you recommend me? Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who was sitting in the middle row with Jenna, he has looked back the entire time and probably got a much better view than I did. Now he's facing forward, covering his face while Jenna sits next to him reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21, and he's still doing that. Yeah, a little more awkward without you three around, though. Yeah, I have a full model. I'm actually going to be getting some work on it soon, Jack, because I'm trying to get it fixed some more, but for now, it's just this. Zoom in. Thank you. But I'm going to get it changed a little bit, because I'm eventually going to get it as a 3D model. We head back to the car, and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away. Hey, did you see my ass? Saw more than that. Your thing about the horrors of Echo, right? It's to be a perfect fit. Well, if you could fit it on the camera. I stashed the camera bag into the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is a music park right in the middle of Paladin. It's decent enough that people can come, not just from Paladin, but cities up to 100 miles away just to vacate here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, but today, there's no exception. Families and kids are everywhere. It's a generally nice day, sunny in the 80s, and it's being on a Sunday added to the crowd. I didn't mind though. The point of this was to hang out with my friends. I don't know about this, you guys, but I'm starving. Let's get some funnel cakes. Personally, whenever I'm going to a carnival or a festival or an adventure park or whatever, give me straight to the goddamn corn dogs. I want a foot-long corn dog every single goddamn time. Also, to your earlier question, Jack, no, it is not Lucario. Jesus, Carl, we just got here. Hey, I didn't have any breakfast. You had breakfast, alright. A blunt with a side of the munchies. It's no problem. You can do that while I plan out what we're doing. Carl ambles off on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snag one of the park's maps from the entrance and I hand that to Leo. Alright, so usually my family comes down here, we go clockwise to hit all the rides. That sounds like a plan. It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything. But in this order, we'll at least be able to ride the event horizon. You sure? That line is always so long for that ride. TJ looks up towards the tall, spiraling electric red steel roller coaster. If it gives us a choice who to sit with, I'm sitting with TJ. It's definitely the most recognized landmark in the park. You could see it almost anywhere in Paladin. Yep, fastest and the tallest roller coaster all in the West. I think it'll be worth it. Oh. TJ rubs his arm with another paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit. I had forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty announced motor tick whenever the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a consistent thing, but stopped when we were in the middle of when we entered middle school, but I guess it hadn't gone away completely. You alright, TJ? We could skip the big rides if you... Oh hell, TJ. You're a fucking adult now. No, it's fine, it's fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while. TJ snaps his back head towards us. He's all tensed up, and the movement looks like a rubber band has been snapped. I'm riding all the rides with you. TJ walks off, his paws shoved deep into his pockets. I feel bad for TJ! No! TJ! I feel bad for him, and I want to give him out somehow. But that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries. Anyone want to share? Yeah, that looks really good. No? Alright, well I guess I have the entire whoopsie thing myself. Great. Now we gotta wait for this fat ass to finish eating. Carl pulls his face out of the cake, and even with his white fur, you can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin. Nah, I can eat while we're in line. We're going to the event horizon first? The wait will be an hour long at least. The line ends up being 2 hours long, and by the time we actually get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get into any kind of pool. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. Part of the problem living in Echo is meant that we don't have any indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain. Nervous, Chase? I smirk at him. I've ridden it before, Leo. Though, your tail's kind of down, so you're not nervous? Eh? Come now, Leo. Let's ride in the front. Oh, I don't know. And watch as Jenna pulls Leo towards the line for the front, which is twice as long as the others. I opt for the middle, which just happens with Yay! TJ's riding with us! Yay! Okay, I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tufted ears have been poking straight up the entire time, muzzle giving an occasional twitch. I lean over to him. You know, there is an exit for people who change their mind. I bet you can slip out without anyone knowing. Looks like not all of us are even going to be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathing, pressing into the metal and chipping away at some of the red paint. No, I'm fine. Are you sure? Yeah. Perfectly fine. Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters. Uh-huh. I really wanted to be able to get TJ to skip the ride, but it seems he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as the two laughing and painting hyenas step out. Oh my god, that was the most intense. Holy shit, dude, I know! I never got so scared on rides, and I almost fucking pissed myself! I do a quick check of the seat to make sure there actually wasn't any piss before sitting down. I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ? A bored-looking teenage fox comes by to check my lap, and I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ, are you getting on? The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, you need to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, with the other adventures await. People around us are starting to notice. Unfortunately, Flynn, who was lined up with Carl, towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen. Aw, TJ, too scared? Guess you're... after all, I can't say that word on Twitch. Shut up, Flynn. Hey, TJ, when it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die. Actually, a few people have... TJ! I look up at him, I yell up at him, and it seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the call as he stumbles into it, fumbling with his shoulder restraints before the fox attendant sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the inside of TJ's ears as he blesses, and I can feel my own ears burn from the secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's a little too late, I realize we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward. Oh gosh. TJ's paws lashes out and latches into my arm. Oh no, why am I doing this? I reach over and try to move his paw from my arm and back to the handle on his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to that. My arm, you're gonna... Chase, be quiet! I pause, staring at the lynx. I'm not really used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out twice his size. I just need some quiet right now. Ah! Our train begins to ascend up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws prickling through the fur into my skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ? Are you praying? He doesn't say anything, and soon reaches the top of the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back, a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I love TJ so bad. I rinsed the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't as bad as I thought, or as bad as it could have been, though TJ did start crying when we first hit the first intervention. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once we started to descend. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl are still on the platform when we rode back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears that the delinquency had to hold back, I helped the sinking lynx out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom, where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out of an exit. He always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he had gotten over. I am falling in love with this lynx every fucking goddamn second. I don't know if he still takes medication. Hey, TJ? Yeah? We should probably get back. Leo texted me that they're all waiting by the ride. Yeah, I'll be out in a second. The cheer in his voice is forced. I ignore the weird looks I'm getting from the other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. The scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding has stopped. No one could even notice under it the thick fur, even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door opening behind me, and through the mirror I see TJ coming out. He sees me looking over my arm and his face crumbles again. Chase, I'm sorry, is it bad? I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19, it seemed like he was pretty susceptible. It's fine, it doesn't even hurt. Well, that's good. I'm falling in love with this lynx. I'm gonna fucking fall head over tails for this lynx. We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds, then I air out my shirt, which was starting to stick to my sweaty body. Listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me. It's getting way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something. Oh, yeah? Yeah. You want to do that with me? TJ's ears come up a little, and he clutches his paws together as he fidgets, subsiding a little bit. Yeah, Chase, I think that'll be fun. I can tell he, at least, is a little relieved. Jesus Christ. We both head out back towards the right, and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brows. I spotted Carl crouched on the ground, Jenna kneeling next to him, rubbing his back. Hey, everything alright? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face. Carl's not feeling too good. You want to sit on a bench or something? If I move, I'm gonna... That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride. You think they would sell ginger peels here, or ginger ale at least. A joint would be nice. There are some vendors over there I could go check. I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. It takes some of the heat off of TJ. Let's move you to a bench, and it would be better if you would be sitting down. Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl, and I can now see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, our little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. I don't think it ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down at a bench as he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. Chidi comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paws. He sits next to Carl. No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda. Carl takes it and sips a bit of it before sitting back and blouching. Fuck it, I'm done, guys. What? What are you gonna do all day? Sit there? Actually, me and Chase are going up to see some shows. You can come with us. Guys, we're doing this to hang out with each other, remember? Leave him. We're wasting time. Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched over like a stone gargoyle. He definitely looked like the part, being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit speciesless. Well, we all have our phones. Text us, alright? Sure. Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates for a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Jenna and Flynn. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he is able to get up and walk around. At this point, I am completely wiped out and I just want to sit down. I point to the first stage we see and they agree. I sigh gratefully as I sit down. You look tired as shit. I crack an eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in motel beds. I actually woke up around 2? You were gone. Now Chidi's looking at me too, and I can feel my gut clench for a second. Yeah, I try to go for a walk down the street. Hoped it would really help me get tired. Well, if that happens again, you could always just walk over to my house. I'm up till like 3 every night. Wow, why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his shoes up against the chair in front of him, earning him a dirty glance from his occupier. Games, mostly. Sometimes I read. Carl rubs his chin, rubbing his muzzle, closing it, before opening it again. You know, it would be pretty cool if you spent one night one of these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it. You're alone? Yeah, parents are vacationing the regional paradise, having a bloody good time, they tell me. Carl tries to put on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job at it. Oh, do you want to go with them? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing. Not really. Mom told me right away weed isn't legal there either, so I took that as them not wanting me to come along. Oh. They did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and that they would be bringing me some. I guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet. Come on, Carl. But dude, I'm getting there. Soon, all I have to do is stand in front of the mirror, block out my face, and jerk it to the moves. Are you happy, chat? Jack, are you happy, my friend? I make a dumb snorting, croaking sound, and I can feel Chidi looking at us disapprovingly. Not the hardest thing to do when you're high. Wait, so you've actually done it? Carl shrugs, smirking at me. I reach out and grab his chest. From what I can tell, he's got a pretty firm set of biceps under there. Carl puts on a mock horrified look on his face. Sexual assault! He touched my breast! Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine. So, now that we're teenager girls in the locker room comparing tracks, what the fuck is this visual novel? Okay. Hey, you're the one who brought up tits. You know what? I can see it, yeah. You're pretty preppy on everyone likes. I'm like the big fat chick, and you're all nice too, but call Big Thunder Mountain behind her back. And TJ hadn't really been paying attention, distracted by watching the dancers on stage. He looks innocent. I fucking love TJ! Huh? You're the cute, naive Christian chick that only takes to... I'm not getting banned on YouTube or Twitch. What? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What in the world are you talking? No! Small but perky. After a few seconds of tuffling, Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, someone shushes us from behind as we're forced into silence. The show starts off with a bunch of mice having a weird hoedown. Cheetah's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smiled. Cheetah could definitely be kind of cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing was a joke to him. At this point, my eyelids were feeling really heavy. At the most, I've gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep at night. I think about leaning my head back, but the backs of their seats are pretty low, and I end up just with my head leaning over the back. Laying forward would be impossible. I could lean onto one of my friends. I don't think they would mind. TJ might be smaller, but he's definitely got an easy guy to revenge, especially if he thinks he's helping someone out. TJ, can I lean on you for a bit? What? Why? He looks a little uncomfortable. I'm so tired, man. Alright. I lay my head on the crook of his neck so I can feel him tense up a bit, but after a while he relaxes. There's some heat coming off of his neck, and I'm pretty sure he's blushing, but not too hard, though. He may be slender, but his fur is pretty damn soft. The sounds of clapping and fiddles start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the first episode of Echo. Y'all want to see more? Well, stay tuned because we're going to be doing part 2 tomorrow. Love you guys. Have a great one.